Everybody squeeze.
Okay, post.
Post on mine.
All right.
Very good.
Testing 1, 2.
Yeah, check the audio. Make sure that like you guys sound loud enough compared to me. I think it should be okay. I think I remembered the setting. I'm gonna reloop the gameplay here real quick.
Do the settings change from week to week? Like, do you have to constantly reset them, or are they usually pretty good?
It's because I use the same streaming software for my stream and this, and that's different audio settings. So I just have to kind of modify as I go, which makes sense. How we sounding? We sounding good?
I think we're okay.
Okay. Jim, do some talking for a second.
Testing 1, 2. I know I got a loud voice, so testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2.
Okay.
FMT,
That
baby,
sounds...
you and me.
Yeah, okay. So your voice is leveling off right about where mine does in terms of like the audio meter thing. So I think we're good. Welcome everyone to Follow My Tracers live on YouTube. I'm one of your hosts, Vigor09, aka Tony, and today I'm joined by Jim, aka Power Grudge. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I had a good week for gaming, but I'll get into that when we get into that.
Very good. Also joined by Harley. Harley, how are you?
Hey, I had a busy week and I'm a bit drained.
Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Well, we'll try to talk about some games here and just have some fun. And I know last week's episode was quite long, and nothing wrong with a long episode. But I think I speak for all of us when we say sometimes a short and sweet is good too. So we're gonna try to keep it a little shorter this time if we can. So instead of doing a whole bajillion news topics, we're probably just gonna cover a couple big ones here. So we'll get into that moving forward. Guys, what have we been playing? Jim, I'll start with you.
So as I mentioned last week, I started playing Torchlight. Still totally enamored by that game and still really enjoying it. So I've been pumping a lot of time into that. This whole Microsoft and Bethesda thing, which we'll talk about for sure. It's like our main topic, I think, but definitely got me excited about the games that are on Game Pass. And I mean, I already own most of them, but the game Bethesda games in general, I kind of got excited about. Before I get into that, though, I started playing Valheim this week. I don't know if I mentioned it last week. I can't remember when I got it, but I've put about an hour and a half into Valheim, and for not really playing that kind of game before, I am really enjoying it. I was actually playing it just before we started recording, but so we're getting a handle on that because I don't really play those kinds of games very often, and I'm not very good. Well, I was telling Harley before we started recording, I think I've died probably, well, I guess it'd be 9 times now, but I die a lot because I'm not very good at crafting games, and I'm not very observant of stuff, especially when the health bar is like really small and in the corner. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I started playing Battlefield 5 again, multiplayer, and this is what I was talking about, Harley, when I think I made a harsh judgment. It was either last week or the week before. I think I called Battlefield 5 just all right. I think I might have been wrong in that judgment because I played for an hour before I hopped on Valheim today. And I got to say, I was having a lot of fun. There's a reason why I always think um, Battlefield's kind of, and I'm probably going to be very ridiculed for saying this by YouTube, but I think Battlefield's kind of the king of large scale combat.
How fucking
'Cause I know
dare you?
Warzone. Well, I know Warzone came along.
I'm joking. Continue.
Operation
No.
Flashpoint.
Nah, we'll never talk
Oh,
about
baby.
Flashpoint again, unless it's Red River. I want to play Red River with you guys. Anyway, um, I think I might have been too quick to just say it was all right because it has been out for a while now and issues have been fixed. Don't play the battle royale, but play like the actual multiplayer. And I think Battlefield 5 would be a game we would excel in because A, it's very fun. B, I don't know, it's just when games are fun, they're just fun to play. And when the games are fun to play, you tend to like them. right? I mean, that's basic logic. So
Fun is
forget
fun.
Battlefield 4. Forget Battlefield 4. Forget Battlefield 1. I think because it's on EA Play and we have that, I think we could play Battlefield 5 and be successful. But the big thing I wanted to get to, because I don't want to ramble on too long, which I already have been, um, and you guys are both going to give me grief for this. And this is actual grief I'm going to expect. And I don't care what you
Oh, I
say.
can't wait. I can't wait. This is Kingdom Hearts, isn't it?
No, never. No, I think
Damn
you
it.
would praise me if I started playing it, but um, I don't even want to say it because I know I'm gonna get grief. Anyway, the game I'm actually excited to start playing, and it's kind of linked to the gameplay on screen indirectly. Um, this whole Microsoft
76.
Bethesda thing. Well, you guessed it right. But anyway, this whole Bethesda Microsoft thing kind of got me thinking, like maybe because I know when we tried to play Fallout 76, we went in with the bad attitude. So we're gonna have a jank time if we're expecting it just to be jank. So I'm actually gonna give it a fair shake. I'm gonna sink some time into it this week. Because I'm already max battle pass for Fortnite. Don't have to worry about the event till later this or like earlier next week. Um, I'm gonna sit down and put some time into it and see because I know it's just apparently gotten. I don't know about technically better, but content wise, apparently it's just been getting better since it's come out and less jank and there's actual NPCs and all that. So I think there's potential for it to be fun because I tried playing again. There's New Vegas as the gameplay this week, um, and I do want to play through that too. It's on my list actually of stuff to get to, but I want to try what they're focusing on now and just see where that takes me. And that's my novel of stuff I've been playing this week. Holy moly!
It's funny that you mentioned Fallout 76 because I was kind of thinking the same thing of like maybe I should give this game a fair shake.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was
Don't
thinking
don't
of
play
it.
it on PC. I tried installing it on
Why?
PC, could not get it to work. I tried every runaround thing I could find online. I just couldn't get it to work. There's probably something I'm doing wrong on my end because I'm not an avid PC gamer. If I install it and it doesn't work right away, very rarely will I be able to like tinker around to get something to work. I did it with the first Max Payne when I had it on Steam. I had to install some unofficial patch and I kind of got to work by accident, which is a whole different story. But when something doesn't work right away, I'm kind of like dumb. It's like, well, I installed it. It should work. So I tried running around stuff and I think I screwed up something somewhere. So I ended up uninstalling it and then installing on an Xbox because in that press conference, which we'll talk about, um, King of console RPGs is Xbox. Anyway, so regardless, yeah, that's it. That's funny. I can't believe we're on the same wavelength. Wow.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things recently about that game actually, like not the battle royale anyways, but like the main part of the game just actually being good.
Yeah.
So apparently it has a pretty vibrant and active community. So I was thinking, maybe I'll give it a shot. I don't know. We'll see. Um, Harley, what about you? What have you been playing, man? If much at all. I know you had a busy week.
No, not much. I played a little bit of Magic: The Gathering Arena, and then just today I started playing Baldur's Gate 3. And that's about it.
Baldur's Gate
I
3.
haven't
Did
really
you
done
just get
much.
that?
No, I bought it I think back in February.
Okay.
I got it as like a birthday present.
Oh,
I
right.
got it for myself,
Yeah.
but then I just never like played it. But now I'm going in. I'm getting into it.
Going in.
I'm diving.
Nice.
Man. That's sweet. I haven't been playing much this week, admittedly. It's been kind of a weird week for me. I've been playing some Fire Emblem, Three Houses. I'm starting my second playthrough of
Ooh.
that. I don't know what gave me the
Second
urge to start.
playthrough. I didn't even know you beat it first.
Yeah.
Wow.
I beat the first playthrough, and then you can kind of do a new game plus mode. And there's obviously three houses, hence the name, where you can kind of pick your house and do your thing. So technically you can play through it 3 times and have 3 different experiences. So yeah, I'm going through the second house now. I forget the name of it. It's the one with Claude. It's the yellow house.
Golden.
Golden Deer. Golden Deer?
Oh, Golden Deer.
I
Yeah.
think it's Golden Deer. No, not Hufflepuff. No. Well, I mean, it's basically Harry Potter. Harley knows, but
I don't
yeah.
know anything about Fire Emblem, so you guys can like render my opinion mute.
No, I
or
mean
moot,
that was actually a
whatever
good
the right word
comparison
is.
because like the point of the game is like you're at a school and there's like 3 houses, kind of like Harry Potter in those houses. I don't know. I'm not a Harry Potter guy, but I like Fire Emblem, so I'm enjoying playing that. I started another playthrough of Final Fantasy X on stream the other day.
Oh,
So I'm looking forward to going through that. I want to do a pretty big completionist run of it and just get everything I can. So I'll be doing that.
think I'll play 10 too.
Maybe we'll see.
If you don't, I will.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what kind of incentive that is, but
Well, you got to get the whole story.
yeah, I guess so. I never beat 10-2. Maybe I'll do that. But that's pretty much it, though. Other than that, I think I got 11 or 10 more ranks in Fortnite I got to grind out this weekend, so I'll be doing that. That's about it. I do have some news on the gaming front, though, and that is that I have opted to not renew my WoW subscription this month.
Oh.
Whoa. I thought
that's-
things were going well.
That's what, 3 months?
3 months.
4?
Yeah, well,
3?
December, January, February, and then I played some this month. So I call it 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I find like every week that goes by, I'm playing it less and less, and I'm finding that I'm falling further and further behind. And it's, yeah, you know, I've gotten a lot of fun out of this expansion, and maybe I'll resubscribe when a big patch comes out again, but like with a big like update kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm just not playing it enough to justify the subscription anymore, and I'm finding that like I'm just so far behind at this point. It's tough, and that's the thing about a game like WoW is that you really need to be on top of it. And that's not to say I regret buying the expansion or the time or anything, because I've had a lot of fun and I've put a lot of time in over these last few months. So I've had my fun with it. I'm putting it on hold for now. I might jump back in later. But yeah, that's what we.
So
have.
is your subscription is your subscription expired now, or did you prepay for a certain amount of time?
So you prepay for like 30 days at a time, right? It's like a Netflix thing. Like it charges you once a month.
Okay. I didn't know if you did like 6 months or something like that.
No, I didn't do that. Which I'm thankful I didn't at this point, because I only played for 3.5, right? But yeah. So I think I have time until like the 18th or something. So sometime next week. So maybe I'll jump in one more time. And the nice thing is I can always just resubscribe. It's not like everything's lost, you know?
Yeah.
And it's sitting there for me if I want it. So a reminder for everyone watching here live on YouTube that you guys can absolutely interact and chat, and we'll try to respond with you guys. You guys can absolutely be part of the show. And for everyone who is watching the VOD later on YouTube, you guys can also leave a comment, and we're going to do our best to answer you on the next episode of Follow My Tracers. Now that we have that verbal diarrhea over with, gentlemen. G Fuel flavor of the day, not sponsored. Please sponsor us. I'm drinking peach rings again. I know, super boring. I think I've said the same thing 3 weeks in a row, but I'm having peach rings again. Harley, have you had G Fuel today?
Yes. I have it right next to me.
Ooh.
I have some sour blue chug rug.
Oh.
I was thinking Wumpa fruit, but I wanted something I find it a bit lighter now compared to other flavors, so I just wanted something a little blue raz. Nothing
Nice.
too strong.
Good stuff. Jim, what about you?
So I'm not having any at the moment, but earlier today I did have peach rings, and I think it's a record for me because out of the 10 tubs I have, I'm not out, but the scoop hit
Oh.
the bottom of the container for the first time, and I kind of realized like, oh my god, we drink a lot of peach rings. Holy shit! So yeah, like I mean, about that one, I think most recently, or Renee got it for us for Christmas or whatever it was. But yeah, that's the first one I can see the bottom of the container, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually kind of worried now. So
I
not
haven't
even
done that yet.
watermelon, man. It's
I've
weird.
been
It's a weird
trying to,
feeling.
yeah, I've been spacing it. I've been like my first 2 tubs was peach rings and starfruit, and I barely touch them. I have them every now and like in a blue moon just to be like, ah, yes.
Nice. But whether or not I have some later, I don't have any made right now. I'm kind of debating it. I might just like switch to beer at this point because I'm not tired at all. I had a really good sleep, so
Both.
I had the day off work.
But the beer will make you tired.
See, I had heard that beer actually helps you stay awake. Or
I don't know.
I've seen both sides of the argument.
That's
So
a
I
lie.
don't know. I
That's
might
a
just
lie.
have water. I will prove you wrong.
I think it makes you tired.
You said Tony 10:30. You expect the yawns to start. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'll prove it.
Oh,
Harley, get ready.
I'd take that bet.
Yeah, that's
No,
easy
no,
money.
you should take the bet.
10,
No.
10:30 to 10:30 to 11. We'll hear the yawns.
I'm
Okay, how
saying
about
10:30.
this?
By 10:30.
I start yawning at 10:30, but what time do I get off at? Like 1 o'clock. So the yawning has nothing to do. With it.
Recently
Anyway,
it's been like midnight. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been
Hey,
earlier.
I'm getting older. Give me a break. If I do have some tonight, though, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of eyeing the raging gummy fish. So if I do have some, and if I don't have it tonight, for sure tomorrow night I'll be having gummy fish.
There we go.
Yeah, spooks.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm gonna
spooks.
stay
Spooky
awake.
games.
Yeah, we'll be playing some spooky games tomorrow.
Phasmophobia.
Carlin wants to play some
I'm
Dead,
so
Dead by
excited.
Daylight with us too tomorrow, so I think we're gonna do that as well.
Okay.
So it'll be
Ooh.
a spooky night overall.
Man, we're gonna have fun.
Yeah. So let's get into Infinite Watch, and we had some big Infinite news. Here's the clip. All right, so we had a big Ask 343 video this week. So this was, if you guys remember, they did like a 20 or so minute video in February that was just responding to fan questions. They did a 44-minute video this month responding to fan questions. So they literally doubled the time, which is crazy. And I'm loving that they're doing this. I listened to the whole thing first thing this morning when I woke up, and it's just so cool hearing the devs talk about the game, man. Just like to hear, I don't know, like from the front lines what's going on, and like they're answering like real fan questions, which is awesome. So I encourage everyone to go listen to it if you have some time. It's 44 minutes. It is a long time, but you can put it on in the background. You don't need video for it. You can just kind of listen to it. It's on YouTube, and yeah. But I'm gonna talk about some main takeaways here. But before I start, have you guys listened to this at all?
No.
I haven't listened to the whole thing, but I know of one or two of the bigger points they talked about.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So I'm gonna pause on some of the bigger ones, but I'm just gonna start with some main takeaways from this, and this is one of my big news pieces. So they have confirmed that in addition to the day and night cycle, they also have a weather system in the game. So this includes a wind system. They specifically mentioned wind, which is pretty cool. And they said it has a lot of like impact on gameplay, which is kind of fun. However, there are no rainstorms or snowstorms at the moment. But they did mention they are excited about the future there, which also seemingly implies that there's future campaign content where they're going to add this. So that's kind of cool that they added all of that. I think a weather system's kind of cool. As well, the day and night cycle does affect what enemies you might run into. So, for example, in past Halo games, grunts sleep in the dark, right? They sleep at night, and you can assassinate them. So, at nighttime, grunts will be sleeping. There are phantoms that patrol Zeta Halo at night with like big searchlights. So, like, you kind of have to like be a bit more stealthy, which is kind of cool. Like fusion coils are glowing at night, which is kind of cool. They mentioned that like jackals with the big energy shields come out more at night, and the shields kind of glow and they look really cool at night. And really, they said the reason for that is just because it looks cool. There's no lore reason. They're like, yeah, it just looks cool. So we put a lot of jackals out at night, which makes sense. They also mentioned where's this other thing? Why am I not seeing that? Oh yeah, here it is. So there's also no hostile wildlife in the game at the moment, but there is some wildlife. There's some wildlife that's bioluminescent that appears at night, so that'll look nice and glowy and cool, like Avatar. There's also cute space gophers. They don't have a name for them, but they just call them space gophers, which apparently is if not a fan favorite, but an employee favorite, and everyone wants like space gopher like plushies. So I wonder if that'll become a thing. We'll see. Coming up, two big pieces of news. So confirmed that dual wielding is not in the game, and it's currently not in the cards.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so definitely disappointing in some ways. They did give some pretty good reasoning as to why. They basically said, look, like dual wielding has never really worked well, and if you think about it, it hasn't, right? Like dual wielding's never been that effective. It's always been either overpowered or incredibly underpowered, usually not worth it, more of a gimmick. And dual wielding hasn't been in the game since ODST. It's been a long time, so it's not like it's recently taken away. It's been gone for a while, and they did confirm it's not coming back in the present. I think that's a bit of a bummer because I think it's kind of fun, especially if you could like dual wield energy swords. I think that'd be really cool. But
It's definitely on the like cool side of things.
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
But out of all the things, like I don't know, that's not a deal breaker for me. But it is kind of like, oh, that kind of sucks. Like that'd be cool if they could have fit that in. As well, there are no playable elites. So if you guys remember in past Halo games, I think the last game you could do this in was Reach, where in Invasion you could play as the Spartan or the Elite, and that's kind of how you could get around that. But that was the only mode you could do that in. And then of course Halo 3 and Halo 2 you could also play as elites if you wanted to in regular multiplayer. But playable elites have not been a thing for quite a while. The reasoning for this was, hey, this is a Master Chief and a Spartan story, and they wanted to focus a lot on that. They did say never to this, and that we might see them one day in the game at some point, but I don't know. I'm not too hopeful for playable elites. I'm going to be honest, and I want your guys' opinions on this too. I don't care about this. Do you guys care about this, Jim?
Well, even when it's in Halo, was it Halo 2? Halo 2 you could play as elites in multiplayer, couldn't you?
Yes, that was the first game.
And then Halo Reach, obviously, you had Invasion and all that.
Yep.
Halo 5, 4, I think you can do it in pretty much all of them.
No, you can't.
I never played as elites.
You can only do
So
it in 2, 3, and Reach.
Okay, fair enough, but I don't care either. I never played as elites. It never, I don't know. Whenever I think of Halo, I think of Spartan Warfare, so I don't really care if I could play as an elite or not. I'm not saying it in a negative light. I just don't. Kind of like you're saying. Like, I don't really care. Like it's not really a game breaker if you can't play as an elite. So
Harley, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. Like if it's like except for Invasion. Invasion made sense.
Yeah.
But if there is an invasion, then yeah, I don't really care if it's in or not.
Yeah, and there are, rightfully so, a lot of fans that are upset about this, because I think this has been a kind of a top requested kind of feature in Halo since 343 really took the helm of like playable elites. So there's a good amount of uproar on Twitter right now about it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, good amount of uproar, but I mean, this could just be the people I follow on Twitter. Twitter's a bit of an echo chamber, right? So I bet the vast majority of people, I bet the play rate on elites in multiplayer was like 1%, and not to say that
for elites never really, I don't know, they never really jumped out as cool, like in terms of armor customization or anything like that for elites. They just kind of seem thrown in there, at least speaking from like Reach's perspective, because that's the one I remember the most. Like, I don't know, it never seemed like they put as much time into the cosmetics. I'm probably wrong, don't get me wrong, but the Spartan stuff definitely was more interesting looking, and I don't know, just a lot cooler looking than the elite stuff. And that kind of discouraged me from wanting to play as elites, because if I'm going to customize my character, I'm going to want stuff that A, looks cool, or B, I can, change the paint job or change the detail paint job. With elites, I don't know, the armor never really did it for me, so yeah.
Yeah, and if you're remembering Reach, remember Reach, the marketing slogan. The Spartan customization in Reach was pretty in depth. If you guys remember, it was like all these individual pieces, right? It was the most in depth Halo customization to date, and that's what's inspiring the Halo Infinite customization. But elites, it wasn't that at all in Infinite. It was literally just you would pick the rank of elite, and that would change the way they looked. So you can have like a regular one, a sergeant, a general, and you kind of you work your way up the rank in elites, and the armor progressively gets different and cooler if you think it's cooler. But you actually couldn't customize that much, and you could customize a little bit in Halo 3 with elites. But yeah, I mean, I get it, and for anyone who's upset about this, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be upset and that it's why do you care? No, it's completely okay to think this sucks. But for me personally, I don't care. And that's kind of where I leave that. They also confirmed that there are no weapon upgrades, but you are able to upgrade your equipment throughout the game in the campaign, anyways. So, and there's also cool weapon variants you can find and unlock in the game. So, for me, that kind of reminds me of like Halo 5, like Nornfang, like the sniper, and like all the different weapon variants in Halo 5. Rather than being like, upgrading your battle rifle, you'll just find like a more souped up battle rifle, as a kind of like a unique weapon in the campaign somewhere if you want to use that. Like maybe you'll come across the space and you'll find, like I said, you'll find Nornfang up there, right? And then you can use Nornfang for a bit. So that's kind of cool that weapon variants will be back. I think that's one of the good things from Halo 5 is all the different weapon types.
Yeah,
I think they did
really
good with
cool.
that. So I'm glad that those are coming back. They also specified that you can only hold one piece of equipment in multiplayer, and it's currently use it as it's gone kind of situation. So think Halo 3, you pick up a bubble shield, you use it, it's gone. But in campaign, it's kind of different where you can hold kind of multiple things, and they want to implement tools as well so that in custom games people can change that so you can hold multiple pieces of equipment and kind of use them in interesting ways. So that'll be kind of cool in custom games to see what people do there. They unfortunately didn't answer my question, boys. And my question was what the mission structure was like, right? If it was like you pick a mission, or if it's like more you're in the hub world and you go to missions. But they kind of answered it a little bit in a different question. So they confirmed the game is not open world, but it's inspired like missions like the Silent Cartographer from Halo 1. And as an example, what if you got a Scorpion in one mission and you had it at the end, and then you could take it into the next mission. So like more of a progressive kind of campaign path rather than, chunks of missions. So to me, it kind of answers my question a little bit, but it doesn't really fully answer my question of, hey, can we just select a mission, or is this a jump into the world and, progress through the storyline, kind of game. So they kind of answered it, but didn't also really answer it. Hoping I'm gonna keep asking it, so hopefully they'll answer it at some point.
They're gonna have to.
Eventually, yeah. We'll find out eventually, of course, but
Just like Lucasfilm will respond to me.
one of these days,
I'll keep trying.
dear Lucasfilm Games.
I will try again. I don't care. I got no fear.
Yeah, you got nothing to lose, man. They did confirm that there's going to be multiple biomes, but they're all kind of contained within the Pacific Northwest biome. So that's what this game is kind of stylized by, is the Pacific Northwest. So think like Washington State, Oregon, in our case, British Columbia, boys, that kind of area. But there's going to be multiple sub-biomes within that. So there's going to be like swampy wetland areas. There's going to be war-torn areas, and they refer to those as the Deadlands. There's going to be like hexagon caves. So like, how in the screenshots in the demo, there was those big hexagon pillars everywhere. Yep. There's going to be like caves that are those, which is cool. There's obviously going to be
awesome.
Forerunner architecture, of course. There's going to be banished bases to explore, which is cool. So everything's kind of like contained within that Pacific Northwest biome, and then there's sub-biomes within that, but it's not like they kind of mentioned it's not like Disneyland where you walk into Disneyland and there's like, there's Space Mountain over here and then there's the snow peaks over there. It's not like Fortnite in that sense either, if you think about it, where it doesn't really make sense. It's just kind of like biomes everywhere. They said it makes more sense, but there's still variety, so that's cool. They also, I forgot what the question was for this one, but they did say that nothing is stopping you for instance, grabbing a Banshee and jumping to objectives further out in the story, which is kind of cool. So you can kind of do things at your own pace. The story is still structured with a general path, but there are multiple places you can go outside of the primary story that is present in the game, and it does allow you to stray from the path. For example, rescue Marines, fight banished, explore structures, regardless of if that's what the game demands at that moment. And they said the core story serves as an ever-present anchor that will often drop you off, so you can't jump ahead and experience the primary story content, so you can't jump ahead like 3 missions, for example, right? You still need to go by those main story beats. But side areas and invisible walls are not what limit you. So there's no invisible walls in that sense. So you can just be like, I'm gonna take a Banshee and fly like a kilometer this way. That's way away from the main objective, and just see what happens. And there could be stuff over there for you, which is cool. The story is crafted flow through the areas in a natural way. So there's still a linear thread, and the story will often progress in a linear fashion. Some areas do unlock based on your progress. So there are things where it's like, okay, you can't get to this area until you do something, which, you know, unlocks that area, and it does make sense in the story why you unlock that area. But you also may be able to find things because of what vehicles you can access to, or if you complete a certain side mission, that might open up a certain thing as well. So that's kind of cool. There's still like the main story, which you need to go through linearly, but like there's all this side stuff. You can kind of just do that the way you want. To me, it almost reminds me of Skyrim in that sense, where you go into Skyrim and of course there's the main story, and you have to progress through the main story in a linear way, right? You can't skip missions in the main story in Skyrim, but you can do all this side shit, and you can kind of do it at your leisure, which is cool. They also mentioned that there are audio logs in the game, so audio logs confirmed that they tell stories of battles on the ring, personal stories, and they're likened to a cool radio drama. So,
Nice.
I wonder if the audio log that was in the past, Inside Infinite blog post, if that's an audio log or if that's like a cutscene. You know, interesting to see what happens there. Sorry, taking a breath. They also, and I thought this was really interesting, that the ring in the skybox, it's a full 3D model. It's not a painted skybox. So
Ooh, I like that.
it's fully rendered. It's a fully rendered ring, and that means that it has characteristic attributes to it. So it makes it much easier to see directly where the areas you are present on the ring connected to the actual ring. It allows it to cast more realistic shadows onto the world, and there's even a point where like the sun eclipses with the ring, and it creates an eclipse effect, they said, which is really cool. So like middle of the day, all of a sudden there's an eclipse because the ring like interacted with the sun in a different way because it's fully 3D rendered, which is really, really cool in my opinion. That's awesome. Not that skyboxes are bad at all, but it's really cool that it's fully rendered here. That feels next gen to me. I don't know about you guys.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna make a comment about they're really making this game sound next gen just based on these little details that they're doing. Like the big stuff's important, you know, graphical fidelity if you want to argue that point, but just like performance wise, how it evolves the series, that's all important stuff. But little stuff like that, like all the little minute details that they're putting in here, totally like sings of next gen. So yeah, I'm getting more and more hyped the more I hear about it.
Of course, we got to see it to believe it, but everything we're hearing here sounds good.
It's the cyberpunk effect, but yes, we need to see it before we can make a judgment call.
At least
But
they're
my judgment's already kind of reserved.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know.
Here's another cool thing, is that the cutscenes are affected by the day and night cycles. Everything's done live in engine. So, unfortunately, that means there's just no blur cutscenes.
Oh.
Think like Halo Wars 2 and Halo 2 Anniversary, which look really, really nice. But if you guys think about the cutscenes we've seen so far from Halo Infinite, those are all in game and they look pretty good.
I'm a bigger fan of those kinds of cutscenes. Like I know Harley specifically. I remember when like the Elder Scrolls Online trailers come out and they're really nice looking. And I know you guys, well, we all three of us like the Halo Wars Anniversary or Halo 2 Anniversary and Halo Wars 2 cutscenes, at least from the ones I've seen. Great quality stuff, but I kind of prefer cutscenes to be connected to the gameplay in a sense. Like not total, like don't fade to black and then play a pre-rendered thing and then fade back in. I kind of like the idea that everything's, well, like you just said, everything's in game engine. It makes it more immersive for me anyway. I don't know about you guys.
I'm the opposite. I much prefer those pre-rendered because they look so freaking nice, and they're able to do so much more with those than in-game stuff. I find it is immersive, but I find in-game stuff is more it can be more simplified. Like if you think of like Halo Wars 2, like how are they gonna do an in-game cinematic of like the ship like doing a Mac blast? I can't think of it. Or like
True
you know,
that.
like there's more like overworld type of stuff that they can do better with those pre-rendered ones, and I kind of like
I
that.
can I can understand with like an RTS game having pre-rendered stuff like that's that's totally acceptable. I'd rather have that than have an in-game RTS thing because I know because I've only played through Halo Wars 1 and there are some like mostly just at the beginning of missions like cutscenes and like I can't imagine the whole game having cutscenes like that. But I think back to I might be speaking out of turn. I don't think I am, but I think I'm right. With Halo Reach, like those weren't cutscenes at least between missions. They weren't cutscenes that were like in the gameplay, but they were rendered using the game's engine, as far as I know. So like when
Yes,
you did,
correct.
like I think I think of the mission when you're with Kat and you're in the Warthog and you're driving essentially at the Covenant. That's all in engine. And when you go to first person and then your Warthog flips and then you jump right into that, like that's awesome. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's good. I like that too.
Yeah, like that's the kind of stuff I like. Like if because Halo Wars 2 is an RTS and Halo Wars 1 I'll say too. Like the pre-rendered stuff makes total sense. And with ESO, as far as I remember, it's mostly just like the promotional material that has the pre-rendered
That yeah,
cutscenes.
mostly just the trailers,
But
but that just
I,
that
I
just gets me hyped.
yeah, like in terms of in-game stuff though, I definitely like the in-game cutscenes or the in-game engine, I should say cutscenes.
So I think of like
Sorry, go ahead.
Halo 5. I think of like Halo 5's like first one when they're running down the hill.
Yeah.
Uh, like that looks sick.
That's
I
funny. I
don't
have like the
I
opposite
don't
feeling.
know.
I think it's kind of lame
Yeah.
that you don't play through that. Like that would have been
Yeah,
awesome to
but
play through, even if it was like in engine, like first person view going through that stuff. Like that's so much cooler than just like
eh,
watching them do it. I don't know. I have a big thing where I like games that have a lot of like interactivity when it comes to like there's a certain point you have to stop at, but like I like games that kind of keep you in the game and don't take you out of it. And I feel like when like well okay let's talk Halo 5 again, like that first cutscene totally takes me out of it and then you just kind of like plopped into the first
really?
mission and it seems like and I'm going off of memory because we haven't played Halo 5 in a while and I didn't really pay attention to the cutscene, but I feel like the cutscene is like totally disconnected to when you actually start playing because the first time I played Halo 5 I didn't even like connect that like the environment that you start in and the environment in the cutscene were like supposed to be the same place. Like I knew they were, but just because it's pre-rendered compared to in-game, it seemed totally different to me, and that kind of took me out of it right away.
I thought
Maybe
it
I'm weird and different like
meshed
that,
pretty
but
good. Yeah, 'cause like they're running down the hill, they're doing like sweet like they're killing like grunts and elites and stuff like in a really like cool manner that you can't do in game. Like you just can't like hitting like swinging with a sword in game and then like how they do it in those cutscenes is like completely different. But I think the end of the cutscene is like just before you hit the bottom, and then the gameplay starts like you sliding down into it, I
I'd have to
believe.
watch it back. But that's the point I'm hitting on is like they're doing stuff in the cutscene that I can't do in the game, and the stuff in the cutscene is really cool. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that you can't be as fluent as that with like Halo Reach in all the cutscenes, like I feel like I could be playing that. I could be doing those exact
So
movements and stuff.
you don't want to be showing stuff that you can't like possibly do
Uh, yeah, I guess from a gameplay perspective, you could say
in a
that.
sense, because like you couldn't do that stuff.
Maybe Halo 5's the exception too, because Halo 5, well, we all know how I feel about Halo 5, but it just feels very like plasticky to me, like a very like almost like too clean. So seeing a cutscene like that, it is very cool the cutscene, but just the fact that I feel a total and I guess all the cutscenes in general for Halo 5 for the most part, especially the stuff do like when Locke and Chief interact, like that stuff I'm totally disconnected from. But yeah, I feel like I'm losing my point the more I talk. But the point is, I like games that are doing the in-game cutscenes like that, like Halo Infinite's gonna do. Like when we had the E3 demo, no matter how you feel about the gameplay, just the fact that the cutscene kind of seems to seamlessly transition into the gameplay. I like that a lot, and I like games that do that, which is why I liked Halo 3 so much, Halo 2, really all the Halo games up to I guess 4 you could argue because I can't really remember 4's like 5 in cutscenes. I
Four is
think it
all an
is,
engine.
but Oh, okay. So there you go. Everything up to I guess 4, you could argue, and then like maybe 5, just because it's again like I was saying, it's so disconnected for me to the gameplay. Maybe that's kind of where I got lost, but
Yeah, that's a fair
I,
thing,
I'm
man.
I'm talking way too much. But
No,
yeah,
no, it's
that's my point of view from that.
I think you guys are both right. I think it's a good point of discussion where both things can be done really well, right? It's just a matter of what
Yeah.
fits right for the game. So I think that this could be a good thing. I will certainly miss the blur cutscenes though. I do agree with you, Jim, where I prefer the in-engine stuff. But at the same time, those blur cutscenes look really, really nice, and I do have some confidence in the team based on what we've seen so far with the trailers, because those are all in-engine and they look really, really good, like the cutscenes, anyways. And it transitions seamlessly into gameplay. So I am cool with that. But moving on from those, the Banished are going to maintain their heavy metal red war paint style from Halo Wars 2, which is awesome. Great. Keep the same style. The Banished style in Halo Wars 2 is amazing. It's top tier. It's so good. So, what's really cool, and they gave us some lore here, which I love. So, basically, how the Banished get their structures onto the ring, they don't build them on the ring. They drop them from space, and they have spikes on the bottom of the structures, and they just slam them into the ring, which is so fucking cool.
Oh wow,
that is so cool.
That's awesome.
They basically just impale the ring with structures, and that's how the Banished get their buildings there, which is just so cool. And apparently, it provides a really kind of contrasting thing against the environment, where the environment's very beautiful and naturey, and then there's these big Banished structures that are heavy metal, red war paint, spikes everywhere, so it just kind of looks like crazy. So it looks cool. Looking forward to seeing more of that. As one of the funnier things they did confirm, I'm just going to blow through these last ones, is that yes, you can actually knock things off of the edge of the ring. So an example was given by one of the guys where he was fighting a Wraith, and he managed to knock the Wraith off the edge of the Halo ring, and it just kind of floated into the abyss. Which is cool.
That's
We can go to the edge of the ring and knock things off of it. That's pretty cool. I wonder what else we could do there, but it's cool that the guy said, yeah, I literally knocked a Wraith off the ring and it just kind of floated away. That's cool. They also confirmed that there will be both outposts and bases that you can encounter, as well as patrols, also random encounters you'll come across between locations. So not everything is scripted. So there's some randomness in there too, which is nice. So that's everything I have for the Inside Infinite, or not the Inside Infinite, the Ask 343. Again, 44-minute video. I skipped over a lot of details. I do think it's worth listening to. So if you're interested in Halo Infinite, go listen to that. But let's get into the news. And before we get into Bethesda, because that's the main topic, let's talk about some other stuff. So, Jim, let's start off with Fortnite.
So, just for the sake of information for you guys and the listener, because I do want to talk more about Bethesda and Microsoft, I'm going to try and go through these news things as quick as possible, because a lot of these, there's not a whole lot of meat. Like, this is kind of the one that has the most meat to the story, I'd say. So, with my other few news pieces, I'm going to be brief. With this one, because this one hits home with me because I missed, I think, the last 2 Fortnite events. No, I was there for the one before. I missed the last Fortnite event because it was live. But the good news is for season 6, or chapter 2, season 6, if you will. You can't technically miss this event because it'll be a single player event. It's going to be a solo mission that you just kind of complete as you log on to Fortnite, which is great, because the last one, I remember being at work and it was either rush home and get there in time for the event, or not be an idiot and get home in one piece. So I'm kind of bummed out. I didn't I had to watch the event live on YouTube later, or the replay of it on YouTube, but it's cool. I kind of like this idea of, I think Fortnite should do this from now on, and other games that have live events should transition into it this way, I think, from now on, because I'm bummed out that I missed the event. I've missed other Fortnite events too, but this is, I don't know, I really like this season in general, and it's kind of nice that I don't have to worry if I'm going to, miss the big hurrah into the next season, whatever it's going to be. What do you guys think? Harley, let's go with you.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, it's cool that you don't have to check the clock and wait half an hour and make sure to get in a lobby and stuff like that. From what you're saying, you can just do it whenever.
Yeah, whenever you just kind of go on next after the 16th, is when the event will happen for you. I think they
Yeah.
kind of did something similar for when they started chapter 2. I went
Mhm.
on the day it premiered, so I mean I wouldn't know the difference anyway. But remember when I guess chapter 1 I guess ended and everything kind of got sucked into that black hole or whatever, and then when you logged in next, you just kind of like appeared on the new map,
Oh,
like you went through
yeah.
the wormhole and appeared on the new map. So maybe that's same similar idea. I can't remember if that wasn't a live event. I don't think, but anyway,
No, you're right
yeah.
though.
Tony, what about
You
you?
basically got placed in a lobby with bots in the new map. I remember that.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think it needs to strike a balance because I think there's some magic in being there for the live event. Especially like I
That's
just think of the
true.
I just think of the Travis Scott thing and how we were all there, and that was just the coolest thing ever.
Oh,
Like
that was
Yeah,
I feel like having a bunch of people with you and experiencing something as it's happening is really cool. But I do agree that missing the event sucks. It definitely sucks. So if they can find a really cool way to make the single player thing stick and like yeah, just make it really cool, then yeah, I'm down.
yeah.
But I
Like
don't want them to completely go
maybe
away with it. So
yeah. Like maybe at a certain time. Hmm.
mid-season events should be
Yeah.
live,
I don't
but
know.
end of season ones, I guess, depending on what kind of event it'll be.
Yeah,
Because this
that's
is
kind
like
of
a
a
solo
tricky
mission that you
situation.
do, so maybe there's going to be a different gameplay style. Because I know, with the last event, like the Marvel one, there was some first-person stuff. There was some vehicle driving, like flying vehicle driving,
yeah,
which isn't new to the game in
it was like an
general, but
arcade game. It was weird.
yeah, so maybe they'll have some new gameplay style introduced if this is going to be a solo mission, which I think will be pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
maybe we'll see.
Mhm.
I hope there's some new map changes as always, and Fortnite always does that.
I
Like
really hope I
you can always count on Fortnite to change the map at least somewhat, unlike a certain other
Yeah.
battle royale. But
but hey, we don't know, that might change too.
hopefully
I hope so, man. It's been like a year.
next month. Apparently next month, but we'll get into that in a different news story. Um,
Yep.
Jim, let's talk about Capcom warning players of a scam.
So there have been some emails going around posing as Capcom, actually specifically posing as no dash reply at capcom.com, and the at and the dot are in brackets. Pretty much saying, quote, we're saying this message, we've been made aware. Oh, sorry, this is Capcom's statement. I'm reading this article as we go. So Capcom put out a statement saying, we are saying this message as we have been made aware that there are currently emails circulating that pretend to obtain early access invitations to Resident Evil Village. So the sender's address, as I just said, they're reiterating that they're not Capcom sending you this. Do not download any files or reply and delete the message immediately. So, there's no word on when a demo is going to be officially out. A second demo, I should say, because the first one was a PlayStation exclusive. And the second demo this spring will not be PlayStation 5 exclusive. So that's
Yay.
good to hear. And the game does release in a few months or a couple months actually anyway. So yeah, so don't, if you get an email from Capcom, I never have. I don't think I subscribe to anything, but yeah, don't answer it pretty much.
Man, getting spam emails. Um, what about Rust here? Had some data loss?
So, Rust's a very popular crafting game. So if you played on 5 specific European servers, your data is screwed essentially. So they had a fire at their data center,
Oh shit, an actual fire. Okay.
and the problem is, they never backed up data off site. So
Ooh,
for
rip.
um, well, it says we got EU servers slowly backing. All game progress is reset. So for, I guess, Face Punch 3, Face Punch 4, Face Punch Small, Face Punch Large, and Face Punch 5, which I don't really know what any of that means. I guess it's just the names. But on Twitter, they said, we've confirmed a total loss of the affected EU servers during the OVH data center fire. We're now exploring replacing the servers, but data will be unable to be restored. So that
That
sucks
sucks for a lot of
for
people.
anybody. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, I don't
that's
know how many
brutal.
servers like the EU has compared to me North America, because I don't really play these kinds of games, but that's a big bummer. It's like if we're playing, Halo, and all of a sudden all our progress resets and we're screwed, or we're playing anything really. I guess Fallout 76, if you start getting into that, and all of a sudden our data's screwed. So
Yeah,
yeah,
imagine playing Call of Duty and then everything resets. and you have to unlock everything all over again. Ugh. Ugh. Brutal. Obviously a different kind of game, but that sucks. And lastly, some news about the Resident Evil movie, right?
So, Netflix has a Resident Evil movie coming out sometime this year. There's no
Ooh.
concrete release date, but for in the movie, it stars Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield, and I think this is very good news. I know there's another CG movie coming out for, I don't know if it's on Netflix, but um, Resident Evil has another movie coming out that's separate from this, but oh, it's a series. Forgive me. So this is a series on Netflix. Again, wasn't totally prepared. But the good news about this Netflix series for its CG, the best news they could have ever done is because I played the game and I really like the voice acting in it. The voice actors for Leon and Claire in the Resident Evil 2 remake game are going to be the voices of Leon and Claire in the series. So that's a big win because I think they did a good job. So very nice. That's all there's to say about that.
Very good. Very good.
Mm.
All right, boys. Bethesda time.
Oh, did you mention? You mentioned if the show was CGI or
Oh, good. Yeah, good point. Like CGI or like
So
cartoon
the
action.
Netflix.
or live action.
Oh, the
Yeah.
other one. I think the other one's
Wait.
CG as well because there's a
So
movie
the
and
movie is CG, and there's a series.
they're both CG as
Oh,
far as
okay.
I know. Yeah.
Right.
Let's go. They're bringing in the voice
Cool.
actors. That's cool.
Oh yeah, because with that other movie, there was a hubbub about them not casting the two
Mhm.
people from the Resident Evil 2 remake. So yeah, now that we actually have another separate thing, another separate series, I guess they have cast those two voice actors. So that's good news.
Nice.
Cool. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Bethesda guys, the deal. This is our main topic for the week. So the deal finally closed this week. It went through, and they did a big hour-plus long roundtable event on. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, where they talked about Xbox and Bethesda, and they welcomed them into the Xbox studios, and they introduced all the studios, and yeah, they just talked about the deal. So let's do a studio overview here. So basically, Xbox purchased ZeniMax, which owns all of these studios. They own Bethesda Game Studios, who are responsible for Fallout and Elder Scrolls. Fucking massive series.
And Starfield now.
And Starfield, you're right. Yeah, and Starfield, which is coming soon. Included in that was also id Software, which is responsible for the incredible Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal games, which recently came out, as well as the Quake series and the Rage series. So,
The gods of the first-person shooter.
Right away, two god tier studios were purchased in this deal, as well. Machine Games, another god tier studio, who are responsible for all the recent Wolfenstein games, which have come out to incredible acclaim. Including in this, yeah, also really good. Arcane Studios in this as well. They made the Dishonored games, highly, highly regarded. They also made the newest Prey game, which came out, and they are currently working on Deathloop, which is a PS5 timed exclusive. We're gonna get into that in a little bit.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie. As you go on announcing the studios, I'm getting like chills because there's so much.
It's crazy
here,
when you lay it out on the table. It's crazy how many studios and how much talent they just purchased. Also, Tango Gameworks, who made the Evil Within series, and they're currently working on Ghostwire Tokyo, another PS5 timed exclusive. Also, Alpha Dog Games, from Nova Scotia, Canada. They're a mobile developer, so they're not really working on anything right now that I can see. But yeah, they're a mobile studio, so we'll have to see what comes from them. But definitely a smaller team. I think it's a very small team of like 12 or 14 people. As well, Roundhouse Studios. They're a brand new studio, and they're working on unannounced stuff. But interestingly enough, I did some digging. Roundhouse Studios used to be Human Head Studios, and they made Prey, the 2006 Prey, the original Prey.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so unfortunately, that studio shut down. But then what Bethesda did is they just literally hired the entire team after the studio shut down and made this studio. So this studio was kind of created, I shouldn't say last year, oh my god, 2019, so 2 years ago, I guess. So they're working on something new. We haven't heard from them yet, but that's a brand new studio, but with talent. It's not like they're brand new, right? Like it was basically an older studio. And lastly, but definitely not least, ZeniMax Online, responsible for Elder Scrolls Online and all of its expansions. So again, like you think about all the games we just talked about and how incredible they all are. All belong to Xbox now. These are all first-party Xbox games moving forward, which is, it's still weird to think about, and it's probably not going to feel real until an exclusive comes out. But let's talk about exclusivity. So in this roundtable, one of the first things they talked about, and I'm really glad they did this, was exclusivity. So Pete Hines from Bethesda kind of asked Phil, he was kind of moderating the whole session. He's like, let's talk about exclusivity. So then Papa Phil said, and I call him Papa Phil, of course, he said, so obviously I can't sit here and say every Bethesda game is exclusive. This is a quote, by the way. We know that's not true. There's contractual obligations that we're going to see through. We always do this in these instances. We have games that exist on other platforms. We're going to go support those games in the platforms they're on. We love those communities. We're going to go invest in those communities on the platforms they're on. And even in the future, there might be contractual things or legacy things on other platforms that we're going to go do. But for an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is that this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. That's clear as day, boys. That's clear as day. Older games, of course, they're going to stay on the platforms. Newer games, exclusive. Unless there's some contractual thing that's happening, i.e., Deathloop, Ghostwire Tokyo, previously mentioned. They have a PS5 deal with exclusivity. No problem. They're going to honor that. It's timed exclusive. It's going to come to Xbox eventually. And then when they talk about games on other platforms, of course, they're talking about games that are already out. So think about Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, updates to Doom, all that kind of stuff. They're obviously going to keep supporting that. But basically, games are going to be exclusive for Xbox from all these studios on places where Game Pass exists. And let's talk about that for a second. So that is right now, of course, Xbox, PC, the cloud, because you can do cloud gaming with Xbox. Of course, you can subscribe to Game Pass and you can cloud stream. With that, also, there is a browser thing coming soon where you'll be able to go to a website, log onto your Game Pass, and or log onto your Xbox game streaming. I think that's what they call it. And you'll be able to stream these games. And soon, smart TVs are going to come with an Xbox Game Pass app installed on them. So if you guys, if you think about smart TVs, they have the Netflix apps pre-installed, they have YouTube pre-installed. Yeah. There's going to be a Game Pass app pre-installed. And as long as you have,
so awesome.
And as long as you have good enough internet, of course, right? Because it all hinges on your internet connection. You could stream Game Pass games.
Not me.
Not a lot of people.
No way.
Not a lot of people,
Jose.
man. We're not quite there yet. But I mean, it's cool to think in the future you could just boot up your TV and you don't need anything, right? So basically, everything I just mentioned here was Game Pass exists everywhere, or it will exist everywhere that isn't a PlayStation or a Nintendo console. So, in the truest sense of the word, Elder Scrolls 6, Xbox exclusive. Starfield, Xbox exclusive. The next Doom.
Do you think Xbox
exclusive.
Will be Xbox?
Yeah, that's
exclusive?
What he said. That's literally what he said.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it weird I'm more excited for Starfield than Elder Scrolls 6?
Yes.
Maybe.
I know it's a new IP.
I don't know.
I think maybe just because we all kind of know well, not that we know, but we all kind of expect a certain thing from Elder Scrolls, and it will be awesome when it comes, I'm sure. But Starfield's a new IP. We haven't really seen anything from it, and my curiosity is just really piqued at that. And I'm sure it's going to be sci-fi, and that's my shit. So
oh yeah, it's sci-fi.
I mean, and not sci-fi in the way that would you call Fallout? Yeah, Fallout's sci-fi.
Post-apocalyptic. I wouldn't call it sci-fi.
On the brink there. It's kind of like
futuristic, post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Because there is some
Starfield is like straight up like space.
Yeah, so I mean that's So I don't know. Yeah. I'm sure when we actually get the reveal of what Starfield is, I'm gonna go, okay, maybe I'm more excited for Elder Scrolls 6. I'm kidding. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see, but
so I mean I guess there is some room for interpretation here that maybe games, not everything's gonna be exclusive moving forward.
Because I think of Skyrim and that's on everything.
Sure. And they're gonna keep supporting Skyrim. They're gonna keep supporting Skyrim on anything, but now Xbox owns it.
So that's gonna be interesting to see.
So think about it this way: when Microsoft purchased Mojang, they obviously devs of Minecraft. Minecraft already existed on everything when they bought them. So they didn't pull it from any other platform, which makes sense, right? They're not going to take away a game that already exists somewhere. And that's what they said here. They're not going to take away something that already exists. But again, quote from Phil Spencer, but for an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is that this is about delivering great exclusive games for you. You know, I mean, that's, you don't, and in my opinion, you know, you don't spend $7.5 billion to keep things the same and ship Elder Scrolls on PlayStation.
That's true.
Period. Like,
Starfield.
why would you buy them then? just keep it the same, right? And I'm not here. I want to. I know it sounds like I'm really excited about exclusivity. I am in a way, but also I'm a fan of just things coming out on everything because I think games should be out everywhere. But this is a big deal. This is a big deal for Xbox. Again, like let's go through the games: Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Doom, Quake, Rage, Wolfenstein, Dishonored, Prey, Deathloop, or I guess not Deathloop, but Evil Within, Elder Scrolls Online, which I guess will continue to be supported elsewhere. But like, and anything new these studios make, Starfield, what's going on there? So I mean, all these games, presumably, unless there's some already exclusivity deal or a platform deal worked out, which Xbox will obviously honor, then it's coming to Xbox, period. Xbox and PC, right? Now there's the question of, will Game Pass ever come to PlayStation or Nintendo? I'd be pretty shocked if that happened.
That's like a golden ticket you're giving up. Doesn't PlayStation kind of have something like it?
They have,
they have PlayStation Plus?
No, PS Plus is
like
PlayStation
their Plus or PlayStation Now.
PlayStation Plus is their Now? Xbox Live Gold thing. PS Now is their Game Pass competitor.
And look how well that's going.
I think a good amount of people subscribe to it, but it's no Game Pass. But yeah, I mean, people think it might. I don't think it will. I think PlayStation is a never gonna happen thing. I think Nintendo is a maybe, a hard maybe.
What, like Game Pass on Nintendo?
Yeah, Game Pass on the Switch.
That'd be something.
I don't know. I think
I would still be shocked.
Yeah.
It makes more sense that it's like for Xbox, because like Nintendo can have their own thing, PlayStation has their own thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it personally, but you know, stranger things have happened, right?
Well, and think about the precedent that Xbox already has on working with Nintendo. So recently they put Banjo and Kazooie in Smash, right? And that's obviously an Xbox character because they purchased Rare. Xbox have published the Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisp games on Nintendo 2, which were Xbox exclusives, right? So obviously they haven't put Halo on the Switch or anything, but
could you imagine?
There is precedent of Xbox working with Nintendo. They've done it before, so maybe. I still think no.
I'd be so down for that.
I think it's a hard maybe. In that, like, I don't know. I don't know if that'll happen. A herd murder. I think there's a better chance of Master Chief just coming to Smash than this happening. So.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I can see that.
I can see that. Yeah.
I mean, he came to Fortnite, so he's got to be everywhere. So.
Yeah, and Xbox already put one of their characters in Smash. So. There you go. Though it makes sense because Banjo-Kazooie obviously came out on the N64. But, needless to say.
Oh.
Pretty big deal about all these studios, right? I listed off these studios: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 studios. You think about Bethesda Game Studios; they have like 4 studios in and of itself, thousands of employees. id Software has a couple, Arcane has a couple. Like, it's crazy how much manpower Xbox just gained overnight by doing this deal. Like, they have, I think it's 23 first-party studios now, which is
damn.
It's gonna be. It's more than anybody else, and it's going to be crazy to see when all of these studios start to fire on all cylinders, because Xbox started to buy these studios a few years ago, right? And it takes a couple years to make a game, right? So
absolutely,
it's about time that these studios start, making things and actually publishing them, and I think we're going to start to see the fruits of the labor or of the purchases, I should say, starting this year even. One of the guys from Xbox, I forget his name now. He's the guy with the long beard, Jason Ronald. That's his name. He said that when asked on a podcast if like what else is coming out for Xbox this year, and he said not every game that's coming out this year for Xbox has been announced yet. So
that's super exciting.
There's something coming, right? And I think maybe the needle in the haystack here, boys, is Wolfenstein 3. That game is really, really rumored at this point. Everyone thinks it's a sure thing. Machine Games is making Wolfenstein 3. If that's coming out this year, that could be the first Bethesda exclusive on Xbox. That could be the one.
When did Youngblood come out? The last Wolfenstein game that came out. Was that 2 years ago now?
I think it was 2019 or 2018. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, look that one up. But either way, Machine Games has a lot of manpower, so they could be making Wolfenstein 3 right now. And one thing...
Youngblood?
Yeah, Youngblood.
2019.
So there you go. So I guess it's been 2 years, if you call it that, right? So everyone's thinking maybe Wolfenstein 3 this year. That would be really cool. And when talking about all their kind of studios, Bethesda specifically mentioned how like basically all of their studios have worked together in some way, shape, or form on different games. Like they were saying how like, you know, like Arcane Studios, they made an enemy in Doom, and Machine Games made an enemy in Doom, and Bethesda Game Studios helped develop Doom, and Tango Gameworks helped develop this, and like all the studios kind of work together on all of their games, which is kind of cool. So I think there's a possibility that Wolfenstein 3 is maybe further along than we all think, and that it could come out this year. We'll see if I'm right.
I think so in a way too. Because I looked up the release dates for all the previous ones. So the New Order came out 2014.
Yep.
The Old Blood I didn't look up, but I think that came out the year after, or 2016.
Yeah, same engine. I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Then and actually very excellent. It's not very long too. It's easy to blow through. But regardless, Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus, was 2017. And Youngblood was 2019. So it seems like about every 2 years something comes out. So maybe that rumor about Wolfenstein 3 could be true, because it would have been 2 years. I mean, COVID holds everything back, but like you said, because all these studios kind of help and support each other, I can't think of any other game, because we're not getting Elder Scrolls this year. I doubt we're going to get Starfield.
People are thinking maybe Starfield this year.
But I don't know. Don't get me excited. But yeah, so maybe Wolfenstein 3 is a good bet, though. I would say so.
Because you know Bethesda, they have that history of announcing Fallout 4 and then releasing it 3 months later or 4 months later, whatever it was.
Is that what they did?
Yeah, they announced it at E3 and then it came out like a couple months later.
Huh.
They have that history of just being like, yeah, we're making this game, and then it comes out in a few months. So, and like that's a big game, you know. So like I could see them dropping this in the summer. And speaking of the summer, they did confirm that there's going to be a Bethesda/Xbox event in the summer where they're going to talk way more about all the games and premieres and announcements and all that stuff. So they're working on a summer event, which is good.
Awesome.
Good stuff. Good to know. As well as part of this big roundtable and just the deal closing, as a kind of a gift to fans, they did put 20 Bethesda titles into Game Pass today. So and most of them are actually on Game Pass for PC as well, so you don't even have to have an Xbox to play these, which is great. So Dishonored 1 and 2 is on there now. Doom, Doom 2, Doom 64, Doom 3, and Doom Eternal are on there now. Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, and Fallout 76, the Steel Dawn expansion's on there. The Prey remake is on there. Rage 2's on there. Morrowind's on there. Oblivion, Skyrim Special Edition, Elder Scrolls Online, which I think was already on there. The Evil Within, Wolfenstein: The New Order, Old Blood, and Young Blood are on there. A lot of games. We're missing Doom 2016, Evil Within 2, Wolfenstein 2, and Rage, and I wonder why those 4 games were left out. Maybe they're coming later. I don't know. But
I thought Wolfenstein 2 was already on Game Pass.
It was already on Game Pass at one point, but it's not there anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I remember that. I'm like, oh yeah, Wolfenstein 2 is on Game Pass, but yeah, it's not. I actually checked and it wasn't there. Yeah. So pretty crazy. They just threw 20 games up there. So this is kind of inspiring me to blow through the Wolfenstein games, because they're just single player games, and like I'm pretty sure I can blow through those. So I want to do that soon.
Good stuff.
Yeah, man.
The New Order is awesome, by the way.
I mean, I've heard they're all really good, except for I think Youngblood had the worst reviews out of all of them. But
yeah, I heard Youngblood had some problems, but all the other ones are like amazing.
Yeah, Wolfenstein 2, I remember the new Colossus. I remember that came out. It was getting like 9.5s, like crazy good scores.
It almost makes me want to put. I mean, I'm already mostly through Torchlight and Bunny Tail games. Hype,
Hype.
absolutely.
What's
This
up,
is
Bunny?
like the definition. This is like the most hyped I've been about anything all year, gaming wise, for the most part, except for Halo Infinite. So this might top it right now, just because there's more concrete stuff with this. Just because it's fresh news, but
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, it almost makes me want to put aside any other plans I had and play through Wolfenstein 2, just because I've owned it, like actually bought to own it for like ever now, probably like 3 years, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And I'm an idiot, and it's my big problem in life. But I'm getting through it.
The classic
So
Power Grudge story. Bought this game, haven't played it yet.
I can't tell
So
you how
many
many games
games.
I've bought. Oh, probably there's some games I bought probably good 5-6 years ago. You think I would have played them, but there's some I've barely touched. So that's
Like
just the story
Odyssey.
of my life.
I remember we bought Assassin's Creed Odyssey at the same
That's
point.
right. I've given up on Assassin's Creed. I don't think I'm going to end up playing
Completely?
through that or Origins. Yeah, I don't know.
Just play
It's
Odyssey.
gonna. I don't know. Oh, but unrelated news. I think Valhalla is on sale
Oh,
for really cheap on Amazon right now. I think it's like, well, it'd
really
be
cheap?
US, but like
Hold
25
on.
US, I think.
Hold
But
on.
that might have been changed. But regardless,
I'll check
There
right
was
yeah,
an
I
now.
don't know.
Ubisoft sale. So
Wait, is it Machine Games making the Star Wars game too?
Let's see.
they're making the
The
Indiana
open
Jones game.
world. That's what it
Assassin's
is.
Creed
Yeah.
Okay, even
Valhalla.
better. That even better.
I
That's
forgot about Indiana
awesome.
Jones. Yeah, they're making Indiana Jones. So there you go.
So is that going to be an
Uh,
exclusive on
I don't
Xbox?
see
it's
why
not
it
on
wouldn't
I
be.
don't
sale.
know.
It's
Okay, it was on sale this
$77.
week.
It might be on sale digitally, but
Yeah.
um,
Eh,
yeah, we'll see if I mean I think I think every game coming out at this point, unless there's already a contract out there, everything's going to be exclusive. That's pretty much what Phil said. So I think we can kind of bank on that. As well, more news to Bethesda games that are already existing. There is a 60 FPS boost coming to some of their games in the Xbox Series X/X FPS boost program. So this is only going to be on the next gen consoles, because basically what it does is that Xbox, without even requiring the developers to do anything, can go into certain games and boost the FPS, like unlock the frame rates basically, which is really cool. So they're going to increase the FPS from 30 FPS to 60 on Dishonored, Skyrim Special Edition, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, and Prey. So I think
Awesome.
I think it's going to give them some new life into some of those games. I kind of want to play through Skyrim for the 7th time. We'll see.
Hey,
Why not?
when you play 76, you'll
Yeah.
get 60 frames.
Yes, 76 at 60 sounds good to me, man. That's a good excuse to jump back in and just to see what it looks like now.
I think we were too harsh. I think we might have been too
I
harsh when we
think-
tried playing it for like an hour.
I think the
That's 'cause
battle
we
royale
did
is
the
just
battle
bad.
royale. Yeah. I think we should have just went into the normal. I think
Which
that
I'm
was
sure
the
is actually
problem.
fine. Like, you know what? Like, well, okay, and
I
I
played a
don't.
little bit of it.
Do you have notes on that talking point, Tony, or no?
No.
Okay,
Oh well,
so
actually a little bit, I guess.
okay, well then we'll might as well get into it. Do you want to mention it or should I mention it? You probably have more prepared than I am, so.
Oh, on Fallout 76.
Okay, anyway, so I'm going to paraphrase as much as I can. Cut me off, Tony. And yes, Dom, I will download all the games. I have downloaded quite a bit already that I already own. Regardless, when Fallout 76 launched, notorious for being pretty bad and not ready, essentially. And it was actually kind of cool because I don't know if it might not be the first time it was openly admitted by Todd Howarth, but so cool that he admitted that they screwed up.
Yeah.
And even better, that he called Phil Spencer to get advice because, we love Daddy Phil on the show. It's just, I think that kind of got me in. Might have been the point that got me interested in playing 76 again, just because that extra bit of care, because they knew they screwed up and they actually wanted to put the time into it to, however long it took, but to get it to like a more Fallout feeling game than this weird game where there's no NPCs and you have to like find audio logs to get the dialogue. Like I like that this game kind of got the attention maybe it should have, maybe later than it should have, but the fact that it's getting attention and the expansions seem to be doing well, like they're well enough received. and they seem to be improving the game with each one that comes out. So, and I mean, I want to play through Fallout 4. I want to play through New Vegas as well. I don't know if I'll do 3 unless I have time, but I think I want to put those aside and just play the one that's current right now and the one that keeps getting added to. So that kind of got me interested in playing that again.
Oh.
Yeah, the quote from Todd Howard there, Jim. I had notes on that. Was that they said with Fallout 76, it's no secret there wasn't much that we got right. Like they basically said we fucked up pretty much everything when that game came out, and you know, that was kind of cool to hear him say that, and then also for him to say, yeah, I mean the first person that they called was Phil Spencer. They were like, Phil, what do we do?
What do we do?
And then Phil, you know, he provided him, gave him access to like, oh, you guys should look into this, you should look into that, and like, you know, really helped them develop that game. And it kind of just shows on even, and if you're watching the round page, I encourage everyone to go watch the round table. Again, it's more than an hour. I think it's an hour and 15-ish. You can really you can sense that it's not even like a business deal. Of course, it's a business deal. They spent $7.5 billion to buy him, but like, man, you could just tell it seems like a perfect fit. Like, the more they talked about it and the more they talked about their history and how they work together and how, like, the first time the Series X and the Series S were in development, the first studios they brought them to, other than their internal studios, was Bethesda.
Awesome.
Bethesda was the first studio that they brought their consoles to, aside from obviously 343 and all their internal studios. But like, it's just cool. Like, and they always gave him, you know, like, hey guys, this is what we're making, and because they always wanted Bethesda to have input on their consoles because they knew how popular Bethesda games were and how big they were and how important of a developer they were. They've been working together for so long. Important to note that Elder Scrolls Morrowind launched exclusively on the original Xbox as well as PC.
So cool.
You know, like,
and I've played Morrowind on the original Xbox at if you remember our old schoolmate Devin, remember playing it on his Xbox original, and it ran fine.
I mean, oh man, I remember one of the stories for that game was that the game was like taking up way more memory than the original Xbox could handle. So what they would do is they would basically shut down the console and restart it while playing the game so quickly that the player didn't notice to free up memory. Which just sounds like a bizarre like a trick. Like, how does that even work? But that's how they got it to work, which is crazy.
Not in the same sense, but that reminds me. Do you guys remember Stop and Swap from Banjo-Kazooie?
No.
So anyway, Stop and Swap was famous for there's eggs hidden in the original Banjo-Kazooie, and they kind of were mods, cheats, whatever you want to call it, or just secret stuff you'd unlock. So the way the old N64 RAM cart worked, not the expansion, but like the old RAM thing, was when you shut the system off, it retained system memory for like 10 seconds. So if you unlock, let's say, some stuff in Banjo-Kazooie for Banjo-Tooie, you turn off your console, swap the cartridges quick, and then you'd be able to access that data because of that holdover. Or it was 30 seconds or something like that. But then I guess along the line, before the N64 even came out, they had changed that, so you had about half a second or like 3 seconds or something ridiculous. So essentially, Stop and Swap never worked. But the fact that you had to the shutting off the system and accessing something else, like that reminded me of that. It's not even close to what it really is, but for some reason that reminded me of that. But back to the main topic at hand, that's really cool. I don't know.
It's kind of similar.
Be like the feel good story.
Kind of similar, I guess, in terms of the stop and
Not
swap
really.
and the thing. Well, I mean, yeah, they basically turn off the console and turn it back on to free up memory, but like keep the game running somehow. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, I mean that's basically all like the hard news. They did talk about how they legally could not work together or even talk about anything until the deal closed, which is why they've been so quiet, because they legally couldn't do anything. They couldn't start working together until the papers were signed and the checks were signed and all that, right? Like, they just couldn't do a thing. So that's why it's been so quiet since September when they announced it. They haven't been able to do anything up until this point. They haven't been able to start planning up until this point, talking up until this point, because they haven't been together, but now they are. So that's why it's been so quiet. And Phil, I wanted to mention this is my last point on it, and we can obviously talk about it more just about in general, but Phil talked about how much he loves the id engine from Doom and how well that could mesh with some of Xbox's other studios, and he mentioned specifically 343 and the Coalition. So think about a Halo game or a Gears of War game running on the Doom engine.
Oh, that would be amazing. I played a lot of Doom, specifically Doom 2016 and a lot of Doom Eternal. Like one of like the prettiest and like smoothest game engines
Yeah,
I've
man.
probably ever played.
It's
So
crazy. It's so smooth. Everything runs at such a high performance. Everything is crispy. Everything looks great. You know, it's not buggy. It's top tier. It's a top tier game engine. So like imagine a Halo spin-off game where they use the Doom engine somehow, or imagine the Gears of War, and it could even still be third person, right? You don't have to think about Gears of War looking like Doom, but like a Gears of War game running on the Doom engine. Not that Gears needs a new engine, but like, and same with Halo, like it doesn't, but you can start to like.
yeah, Gears looks amazing.
Gears looks super pretty. I
Definitely.
maintain that Gears 5 is the best looking next gen game so far, on any console. And it's not even next gen; they just patched it. But yeah, man. You start to think about the possibilities about these teams working together, and it's, you know, and you start to see the puzzle kind of come together with these studios, right? Where, you know, you have Halo Infinite coming out this year. We have supposedly some other Xbox games coming out this year that they haven't announced yet. You have Fable down the line. You have Forza down the line. You have Avowed down the line, which is being made by Obsidian. Not to mention, of course, we're watching Fallout New Vegas right now on the screen. Now Obsidian and Bethesda are together again because they're under the Xbox umbrella. Could we see a Fallout New Vegas 2 now? Ooh, maybe.
I don't know. That'd be kind of cool.
I
Or
don't
even
see
just
why
like,
not.
Be down.
I don't see why
I'd
not.
be down.
That would be sick.
Man.
Fallout New Vegas is the best Fallout game. I stand by that. As
And you
buggy
know
as
what?
it is.
It's funny you mentioned that. I think, and I'm probably misremembering this. Back, I think it was 11 years ago now when New Vegas came out, because I know you were super into Fallout 3. I think I remember you saying you didn't think Fallout New Vegas was very good, but as the years go by, it seems like the opinion flipped. Not that Fallout 3 is bad, but
No, you're right, 100%.
it's
I
funny
thought
that you
Fallout
said
3
Fallout
was
New Vegas
better.
is like the best one.
I thought it was better at first. My opinion has clearly changed.
That's awesome. You know, I mean, I have the original Fallout games wish listed on GOG Galaxy. Better than Steam, if you ask me. Regardless, I'm really excited to try and play through those games when they're eventually on sale. Because when they're on sale, they're like $2 each, which is awesome.
They're like
But
top down, think like Icewind Dale style.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I don't know. There's just something about getting a game from like the original creators because they know their game, they know what they've created, and to be able to translate that into what Bethesda did when they made the jump to, I guess technically 3D and a whole different style of game that isn't top down. That's just so cool that it translates really well. And the fact that they only had, I think it was like 18 months to make the game. That's even more insane that they made it. What you said is the best Fallout game.
It's so good. It's so buggy, but it's so good. It's yeah, it's the best Fallout game in my opinion. And not to say the other ones are bad at all. I love 3 and 4 is great. 76 I gotta give more time, like we've been talking about. But yeah,
Fallout Shelter, you know.
Yeah, you're right. Shelter.
I forgot about Shelter.
You're
Wow.
right. You're right. Shelter's the
No, I'm
thing.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Good one, Harley.
I forgot about Shelter. That's a thing. You could play that
we
for free.
love our freemium games.
That's right. Sure
I
do.
don't like them, but bleh.
Oh, I was kind of half kidding there, but
Oh, okay.
I
But
played
hey,
a
I'm
little
glad
bit of
you liked
Shelter, but it's
I played quite a bit.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. I like those kind of like management games.
yeah, me too. Where like you send your
Super
people to
chill,
go do
easy to
stuff
play.
and you can like chill
Yeah.
and like go and then come back. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
those.
watch like a YouTube video
Yeah,
while you're or a movie while you play it.
Yeah.
Easy.
I like those.
Maybe
The
I'll
passive
look into it.
games. It's just a feature.
Just a feature,
not a
not
bug.
a bug.
Yeah. I mean that's basically Bethesda, especially old Bethesda. I mean, think about Oblivion, Skyrim, and Fallout. How buggy those games were, but
Like
people
the
love them
giants.
anyways. Yeah.
when they club
Oh
a
my-
guy
Yeah.
and he goes flying
You
to
go
the sky.
flying, yeah. Oh man, that's part of the charm. It's part of the charm.
Oh, absolutely.
Or just like I don't know, jumping up a mountain when you shouldn't be able to. You know,
Oh,
that kind of stuff.
that's
is
how I
best.
got to the Greybeards the first time. I didn't even know there was a path you could walk on.
Yeah, man. So good, so good. Great deal though. This is a big deal for Xbox. This is great news for Xbox fans. About to get a lot of really cool games in the coming years. I still want Xbox to. this is kind of a weird statement, but I think you guys will understand what I'm saying. I still want Xbox to make good games rather than just buy good games. So like,
Absolutely. I know what you mean, yeah.
so like I don't know, they basically just purchased great games by doing this, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. But I want them to prove that they can make a good Halo game again, and that they could make a good Banjo-Kazooie hopefully again, and that they can make a good, everything again. Not to say that they haven't been making good games, but like obviously the Forza games have been top notch, for the last 15 years basically. It's been top of the racing games. Gears of War is still very, very high quality, though I do think that I'm a little nostalgic for how Gears used to be with Gears 2 and Gears 3. But Gears 4 and 5 are excellent. I guess I'm mainly just talking about Halo. I don't know. I want them to prove that they can make a good game without just buying them. But I think they can do it. And obviously this is all, not to discount what this purchase is. It's a big purchase. A lot of studios, a lot of great IPs came with it. It does mean that we're probably going to see Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo a little sooner than maybe we would have before, which I'm excited about because those games both look really cool. We don't know the window on the timed exclusivity for that with PlayStation, but I bet if anything it might be even a little bit shorter now. We'll see. But Xbox honors that stuff, which is nice. So they're gonna let the deal go through, and then whatever they work on next is going to be its own thing. Any last thoughts on the Bethesda deal, boys? Jim, start with you.
This might be, I think I mentioned it earlier. And yes, Bunnytail, I do have to reload, or I did reload a lot in Skyrim, getting stuck on rocks.
That's half the fun.
I'm stubborn. Hey, but that's just a feature, not a bug. But regardless, I think this might be, like I said earlier, maybe the feel-good story of this year for me so far, just because the more I look back at all the Bethesda games I've played and adored, there is a lot, and all these studios, especially Arcane, that are underneath Bethesda now, and Machine Games, really a lot of them. It's just so cool that there's times where I debate whether or not I want to get a PlayStation 5, let's say, because there's certain games on there I would love to play. Like I'd love to play Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'd love to play like the new Horizon game when that comes out.
Yeah.
But I think this just kind of reaffirms why it's good to stick with something that you love, because eventually it pays off. And I think this is something that pays off in spades, because a lot of these studios, I play a lot of games from all these studios, and I've played most of the big games and little games too, but most of the games that these studios have made. So it's really cool and reassuring that now they're all kind of under one umbrella that I've been under since 2006. So it's just a nice feeling that, Bethesda, and to sound, I guess, cliche, but it's nice. And they've said it too, but it's just nice to have a studio and a group of studios, if you think about it. A group of studios that I really respect and adore under one umbrella now. So I think the future is very bright, and yeah, I can't wait to see what happens this year with whatever else they announce.
So the reason I just said, oh my God, it wasn't me just reacting to something else. Is because when you said,
what the hell?
No, because it was when you said 2006, it clicked with me that 2006 was 15 years ago.
Oh,
I know.
Oh, it clicked. I'm like, I was just like, oh my God, like, oh no, we're getting old.
But it's true, man. Like I've been,
but
sounds
young
stupid.
inside.
I have a Switch, I had a Wii U, I had a PS3 and a PS4 briefly. Well, I still have a PS3, but I've had all these consoles, but the one that it's always been my main console, and one I always come back to, and the one I invest most of my time into because it's what I love, and I love everything underneath it, is Xbox. And just adding this to that palette, really, now I have like no desire to even look at a PlayStation. Not that because it's a terrible system. Both the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 are great systems in their own right. But just having this, Bethesda's obviously huge, and everything under Bethesda is, you can argue is equally as huge in their own ways. Now that they're all kind of in one spot, not exclusive, because again, Deathloop and the other one I can't remember, Ghost of Tsushima, I think.
Tokyo.
Thank you. Ghost of, that's already out. But Ghostwire Tokyo, they're not going to be exclusives yet, but I'm just excited for what games could come out, and the games that we already know of, I'm excited to see what gets done with them. So this is the best news all year I think we've gotten, and that's my 2 cents.
Very good. Harley, what about you?
I think Jim covered it all.
Yeah,
That's it. I have talked for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think you got it.
yeah, I think you got
Hey,
it too, man.
I'm a passionate man. I know what
You are
what
very
really
yes,
makes
you
me
are.
excited and what drives me. So
Yeah, man, you can stick
Yeah,
to
man.
it.
Couldn't have said it better myself, man. I think you hit the nail on the head. This is good news for Xbox fans. Maybe not great news for PlayStation fans.
Yeah, I'm
But-
so curious about the next Elder Scrolls.
It's gonna be
Like,
exclusive.
so popular.
It's gonna be exclusive. You know what, Mark?
Is
I owe you $10 if it's not exclusive.
actually.
Actually,
I'll go in on that. Sure. I bet you. You know what? How about this? I bet because which way are we going to bet?
We're
I bet
live
10
right now.
bucks It'll be
We're
a
live
tie.
I don't
right
want
now.
to. I don't want to bet.
How about this?
no, you don't. You don't have to offer. No,
$10.
Harley, you don't have to offer anything. I'll just give you $10 if it's not exclusive.
I'm just curious.
I
'cause
offer
it's such a
10
popular
bucks
game.
You're right.
if
It
it's
is.
a timed exclusive. How about this? I'll bet $10 it's a timed exclusive.
Oh,
Because I can't see Elder Scrolls 6 being as big as it is, and as
Yeah,
big
right?
of potential for money it is. I can't
Guys,
see it just being on Xbox. There has to be deals in place that have happened before.
Well,
So I don't
okay,
know
here's,
what that
here's the thing,
means.
though. Here's the thing, okay? Xbox is owned by Microsoft. Microsoft doesn't need money. It's not like they're looking at
Is
Elder
Oblivion
Scrolls 6
on-
and going, okay, we need to put it on PlayStation, otherwise we're not going to get our return on investment. No, they have like $2 trillion
Come on,
or whatever
guys.
the fuck. They do not
gotta
care.
make sure it gets everywhere.
Yeah, they do not care
Look,
about
all,
that.
all I'm saying
All they care about is people
Morrowind
subscribing
is
to
not
Game
on
Pass.
PS3. So let's get that out of the way. There's no
Yeah.
Morrowind on PS3.
You're
so
right.
sad.
You're
You
right.
missed
What
out.
about
Is Oblivion on PS3?
Yeah,
I think
it
it
is.
is.
It is. Yeah.
Oh,
So
It's a
but
jank
how about
mess,
this?
though.
Is Skyrim on PS4?
Yeah.
So that just
what about
confirms.
what
that
about
Elder
Fallout
Scrolls 6
76?
will- Ooh.
What?
Yeah, it would be. I would think. Right?
What'd you say?
I don't know.
Oh,
76?
okay.
Oh,
Okay,
76.
well,
Yeah,
on
that's on
PlayStation?
that's on PlayStation. Yeah.
Look,
Oh,
I'm
okay,
I'm just
so-
acting like an idiot, but realistically, do you guys remember off key here? Do you remember when Fallout
Oh,
3
okay.
came out way back in the day, and the reviews for the PS3 were like so bad because apparently that was the worst system to play it on.
Yeah, so
No.
that had a lot to do with the PS3 using its it had a different processor
Oh.
type than the Xbox. It had like this cell shade
Oh.
processor thing, which made
Okay.
development way harder. They went away from that in the PS4, but the PS3 notoriously was very hard to develop for. Hence why Bethesda games were especially buggy on it because it was extra fucky. Yeah.
You know what? Why would they want to deal with the PlayStation guys? Let's just stick on X. You know, I'm gonna concrete. You know, Harley.
Are you going? Are you
I'll-
going? Are you going console
I'll-
wars?
Don't do it.
I'll partner with Tony on this bet,
Uh-oh.
which I can't remember what it was. What was it again? If it isn't
The worst
exclusive, we'll
gambler
get
of all
Harley
time.
$10 million.
so we each give Harley like $10 each if it isn't wait
If
I
it's
don't-
not
I don't understand.
exclusive,
If it
I owe
isn't-
Harley
If
$10.
If it is exclusive for Game Pass
yeah, okay, I'll go on this. So
or
$20 to you,
Xbox.
Harley.
PC.
It's a free $10.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just curious to see how, anyone else who loves Elder Scrolls, like, how they're gonna feel.
Yeah, you're right. It sucks. There's a lot of people on
It's gonna-
PlayStation
Yeah,
that
all the PlayStation, even like Nintendo, like
sure
if you
Nintendo
have
too.
Skyrim on the Switch.
You do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, ooh,
It's
I
a
just
new.
want-
Play
wonder.
Skyrim on like your Google Home or something like that.
man, you could. Where
Play it on
can't
your
you
fridge.
play Skyrim?
Yeah. So you know what?
I
Just
saw-
play it on your fridge.
I saw someone with I think it was the beeper. What are they called?
Pager?
Yeah, like a pager or something. And it has like little dots. They had the opening to Skyrim in the pager. Like- It's everywhere.
I love it. Well, important to know that like I don't know, like it's not just Xbox and PC. It's Game Pass. So like if you're a PlayStation gamer and Elder Scrolls 6 doesn't come to PlayStation, which I don't think it will, you could still play on your PC. You could still play
But if you
via
don't have a
the
PC
cloud as long as you subscribe to Game Pass
and have a good internet.
and have good internet connection. There's a lot of ifs there, right? You got to have this and you got to have this, but you're not completely shut out.
No,
Right?
you're not.
You're not completely in the dark. There's a way to do it without having to buy an Xbox. So
But the right way is to buy an
Oh.
Xbox.
or a PC. Same. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, or a PC. I'll give you that.
Doesn't matter.
Or your mobile phone on the cloud,
As long as you have good internet,
as long as you have good data.
unlimited data,
5G.
5G. Anyways,
I feel like we're getting off track. I feel like I'm
let's
getting
no,
talk
bored.
about 5G. No,
We're
I think
on
we're good
track.
here. I think we're good here. It's been an hour and a half, so I know we said we were going to be a little shorter, but it's already kind of long.
It's
So-
already.
We're
We didn't even
like
have that
10
much
minutes
news.
Off our other episode.
No,
I
there's
think-
just a
I think-
couple big topics. That was it.
Yeah, us discussing those cinematics probably took.
That was a solid 20 minutes.
You know what?
Hey.
I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna apologize to Jim.
Wait,
I feel like I was a
wait.
little. I feel like I was harsh. You know what?
No,
I
no.
agree with
Hey,
you.
No.
In-game
I-
cinematics
no.
are very immersive.
Oh,
You know?
I thought you were gonna say they were better.
Oh.
But no, I kind of
Oh,
like
well.
that we agreed to disagree.
You didn't say that.
No.
I-
I'd rather us disagree because look, like the fact of the matter
think
is we all
time and
hate Kingdom
place.
Hearts, so that's all that matters.
What game's that?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts Birth
Yeah,
by
what's that?
Sleep, 358
Which
over
one?
2 days.
Oh.
Dream Drop Distance.
Whatever
Chain of
one
Memories.
sucks less than the other one.
Yeah,
Kingdom
so
Hearts
I'm gonna
2,
go back.
Final
I'm gonna
Mix
say-
HD.
I'm gonna
Sorry,
say
go ahead.
there's a
Turn
time
off
and
his mic.
like it's a good time and place. Like some games do it really well, and some games it fits for other games. I'm gonna say that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was
And
that,
that's sh-
yeah,
yeah.
That was the point I was trying to drive. But yeah, I agree with you know what's
Well,
funny.
there we go.
I see where you're coming from, and I do agree with your points, but I like my point
You know,
better.
sometimes I think I just want like a movie. I want like
What
one
a
of those
politician.
cinematics as a movie,
Uh,
in a sense.
Oh,
Like imagine the Halo Wars 2, those cinematics. It just like made a game. I mean, made a movie.
yeah,
hey,
that's cool.
do
Make
you
a
guys
game.
remember when Black Mirror had that Netflix episode where like you could choose what happened on like your
Oh,
remote
yeah,
as it was
yeah,
going
yeah.
on? Do that
saw
with like
that.
Halo or something. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Interactive movies.
I
Okay.
liked that movie
Okay,
actually,
okay.
or the episode. Not sponsored by Netflix or Black Mirror.
Do you guys remember Quantum Break?
Yep.
I actually liked Quantum Break. I didn't finish it, but I did get quite decently far in it. I liked that actually.
So that game had the TV elements baked in, and within the TV you could like pick your path and stuff like that too, like the TV show.
Yeah, man.
Also on Game Pass because it is first party.
Oh, look at that.
It wasn't first
Or
party.
it's not first party.
It was second
but
party.
it's on Game Pass anyway.
the
Yes,
Game Pass.
second party. They published it. but they
That's
didn't.
Remedy, isn't
That's
it?
Remedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Great studio.
arguably we wouldn't have Control without Quantum Break, because it gets a lot of the DNA from Quantum Break. But anyways,
If either of you guys haven't played Control, if anybody listening has not played Control, like
Me?
do it now. It
Right
is
now?
something
Do it
else.
now.
It's an experience. Well, no, we're gonna get to something else after we're done here. But one of these days, because it's on Game Pass now, one of these days you gotta play it. I know Remedy can be over and underrated at the same time, but I would say this is a case where all the praise is totally justified. So definitely play Control.
Okay.
Game Pass. Though the
I want to
stupid
play
thing,
Medium too.
the medium's great. Highly recommend.
It looks spooky.
I
Is it spooky?
I said
Did you
this the
finish it?
last. I haven't finished it yet. I can only play it for like a little bit at a time. I get too scared, man.
Man, I'm too.
And it's not even
desensitized to that stuff.
even that scary. There's not many jump scares or anything like that. There's one jump scare so far that I've had. Otherwise, it's just fucking spooky, like the atmosphere, which
Just
is
the
great.
Atmosphere? Okay.
But it's great.
I dig it. I dig it.
But I need to like put it down sometimes, and I just need to like I'm like, oh,
Just chill.
ooh. Like
Oh.
it's I'm close to finishing it, but I need to. It's probably another hour or two, I think, before I can finish it. I'm at a part right now where I know something fuck's about to happen. I can feel it in my bones, and I'm just like, do I want to progress now or not? I don't know. I'm a big baby. That's why I like playing horror games with you guys, because then at least we're all scared together. And we can be dumb
we can
together.
goof.
We can goof.
Mhm.
Exactly. The goof
Yeah,
takes
like
away the fear.
a small, scary child chasing someone.
Hey, that's tomorrow night. Let's wait for that.
Oh man,
I can't wait.
Phasmophobia.
I love it.
It's good. I like it too. It's also like just the right amount of jank. Like, you know, it's like when you bend over to look at something, your character's like spine, like it's just like a board. It just like goes straight down.
Oh god.
It's great. It's good. Anyways, I think that's all I got here. So let's go end the episode here. So I mean, let's talk about quickly what we're looking forward to playing. Jim, were you just doing the thing?
No, I wasn't.
I
That
thought
was Harley.
was that you, Harley?
No.
Is that what I heard?
I believe it
Did
was,
nobody do anything, or did I just hear that?
Carol Jones or whatever. We got like the whole Jones family the one night.
Jennifer Jones.
That was the night where I
Barbara
wasn't with you
Jones.
guys, I don't think. Yeah.
That was me. So what are we excited to play?
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump right into it.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I got 4 I want to rattle off real quick.
Ooh.
Obviously Phasmophobia.
You have a
'cause
1 minute
that's
timer.
Always a fun time tomorrow.
Same here. Same here.
Obviously Torchlight, because I've been pounding through that, and Diablo 2 DNA is in there. Had development staff from it. It's a very good game. I can't wait to play the other 2 actually. I'm gonna throw one out there I don't think I've ever said. But I'm really excited to play The Evil Within now. I've owned it for another game I've owned for a long time.
Game
I've
Pass.
owned it for like
Bethesda?
2 or 3 years now.
It
Yeah,
looks so
and
cool.
it looks really nice, and there's some Resident Evil royalty behind that too, which is cool. But anyway, the 4th one though, and because we talked about it earlier, like
I'm sorry, Jim. Your
90
time's
minutes
up.
ago.
Harley, what are you looking for? No.
No.
Go ahead.
Was it 76?
Hey. I had like 30 more seconds to my clock. Yeah, it is 76, but I think just the fact that I know I'm going to be going into it not thinking, oh God, how jank is this going to be? I'm going into it like I'm interested in Fallout again because of playing Fallout New Vegas for the gameplay, and I want to see what Fallout's like now. As it's like a live game because it gets updated and added to. It seems like quite a bit. Like the 2 expansions have come out fairly quickly.
Right? I'm
and now
curious to see what's different.
Yeah, and now that there's NPCs, because I played it when there were no NPCs, and
that's
much
right.
better with NPCs that aren't enemies anyway. But yeah, I'm really excited to actually play that, and actually as a 5th game, because I was playing it earlier tonight. I am excited to play
Valheim?
more Battlefield 5, hopefully with you guys, because it is good. It's fun. I'd rather play that than 4 or 1, just because there's more people playing 5.
I downloaded 4. I was told
Well,
to download 4.
Yeah, I
then we'll
downloaded
play
4.
4 because I still have it downloaded, so we'll play 4.
We'll play 4.
I'm changing my answer. I'm excited to play Battlefield 4 because it's fun.
And 5.
And 5 on my own time. Yeah, I'm done.
Because we have Game Pass.
Yes, play, but yes. Tony, what are you excited to play?
Included in Game Pass.
76?
I'm not excited to play anything.
Wow.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm excited to play Phasmophobia, of course. I'm looking forward to playing more Final Fantasy X. I love that game. Gives me the feels, the nostalgia and the feels. Whatever we're gonna play tonight, looking forward to that. Whether that's Call of Duty or whatever, I'm excited for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I guess 76 too. I guess I'll download that. Sure, why not?
You don't sound very excited.
Why not?
Why not? No, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the battle royale, or anything except for the battle royale. I'm excited to see everything but the battle royale. Harley, what about you?
Rapid Fire, Phasmophobia,
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Battlefield
Booyah.
4 or 5, whatever happens there.
Let's start
I don't
with
know.
4 and see how far we get.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see if the Battlefield bug bites us.
Yeah.
It bit me anyway.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is that it?
That's it. Socials.
Oh, that's me, I think.
Yes.
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 You like
So-
that, huh?
Did you like that? If you did, you can subscribe to here us here on YouTube. You can follow us at Facebook and Twitter. Follow my tracers for Facebook, FMT Show for Twitter. You can like this VOD if you're listening to the VOD. It really helps.
You can like the live stream too.
Comment. Yeah, you can do that too. I see we already have a couple likes, so thank you to those.
Very good.
Who did? That was me. Oh wait, no. Tony, where can they find you? You see, I'm scatterbrained tonight.
No, nice save. That was good. Nice save.
I'm exhausted.
Good save. No, it's all good, man.
That
Tony,
made the PowerPoint.
The whiteboard is
whiteboard
just
for the
that meme
PowerPoint.
where it's like all like the sticky notes with the strings tied
Oh,
together.
yeah.
That's Harley right now.
Just everywhere.
You guys can follow me on Twitch at Figure9 and Figure09, I should say, and Twitter at Figure09TV.
And Jim?
Just search for Power Grudge. You'll find me on Xbox. You'll find me on GOG. You'll find me on Steam. I'm not Mudda Hen on Steam anymore. I think I'm back to being Power Grudge, so it'll be easy to find me.
Oh no,
Muddahen.
Muddahen.
I
I got another story to tell you guys after, but about said hen. But I think we're good then. So Harley, you're not going to plug anything, right?
No.
No, you're good. Cool. So until next time, everyone, thanks for watching. This was a good episode. It was another long one, even though we said it wasn't going to be. But we had lots to talk about. I think we all had fun. So it's good.
Yeah.
Hope
We
you
don't
guys
pull
had
no
fun.
punches.
Exactly. And until next time, we are Follow My Tracers. Everyone have a good week. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.